Yes, guys, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Welcome back, lads. Arsenal have identified their three main targets for the right back position. My name is Cossy. We are going to discuss that and more. Three players that are really interesting to watch. Three players that I think fit into the profile of a modern right back. Not Achraf Hakimi and not Max Aarons, apparently. Look, I would have loved Max Aarons. I would have loved Denzel Dumfries, but they are not on. Apparently, I've seen Denzel Dumfries could be heading to Everton. I've seen that, and it's a little bit shaky. It's a little bit making me shaky. But do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. We're gonna get into it. Hit the like button as well. We're gonna get into it. Who are these three right back targets, and who would you take as your right back at Arsenal? Now, after Hector Bellerin being confirmed as a player that's going to have a departure this summer for around 20 to 25 million euros, Inter Milan and Arsenal are in negotiation to see that the deal gets over the line. And one of the problems that I think the major problem we had last season was our press. And I've said that before, and I'll say it again. Our press was really, really poor. If you look at how Arsenal actually pressed against other teams, the quality of our press was so lacking. And the reason is, there is our fullbacks were not flexible enough, especially on the right-hand side of the midfield. There are so many reasons why we played down through the left rather than up on the right-hand side more. It is because Kieran Tierney was absolutely masterclass last season, and all the right backs that actually played on the right back flank were bogus. That is the word to use. Cedric, Hector Bellerin, and Chambers, they were not good enough. So at this point in time, I thought we should go for a right back. Arsenal need to go for a right back, and finally, it's coming down. Of course, the hierarchy, the order is Bellerin leaves and Arsenal getting a new right back. So we have confirmed three targets. One is a Spurs target as well, and the two could be free players without much competition. We're gonna get into it and discuss all these lads. What do you think about Tyler Adams, Ridle Baku, and Takehiro Tomiyasu? Who would you take at Arsenal? We are gonna discuss their statistics. We are gonna discuss how good they are, and maybe after this you could get you could make an informed decision on who you would take at Arsenal. Very young, very aggressive, and I think they would apply and elevate the quality of our press at the side. Let's get into it. Number one is Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams plays with RB Leipzig, and he's 22 years of age. Very, very young right back. He had a couple of games for Leipzig last season. He almost played 27 games in the German Bundesliga, and these are his stats per 90. Pass completion is 87% per 90. Passes attempted 65.74 passes per 90. That stands at 87%. Passes pressures per 90 is 18.87 pressures per 90, 97%. Progressive carries 5.15 per 90, that is 58%. Progressive passes, he stands at 4.12 per 90, that is 67%. Tackles per 90 is 2.43, stands at 75%. Progressive passes recorded is 2.27, and that means it stands at 51%. Blocks 1.94 blocks per 90. Interceptions 1.48 interceptions per 90. Shot creating actions 1.3. Aerial balls 1.19. Touches in the penalty area 0.87. Dribbles completed 0.74. Shots in total 0.33. Shots number of expected goals and assists 0.11. Non-penalty goals per 90 is 0.08. Expected assists is 0.07. And assists completed per 90 is 0.04. So that is Tyler Adams for you. Played 27 games in the German Bundesliga for RB Leipzig. He would be an interesting player to watch because he's a very, very young player. But my problem with Adams is, if you look at his heat map, actually, he's not so much of a progressive player. He's not very much of a progressive player. He actually, because if you look at the red, if you look at the red on his seat map, it's basically he's not getting forward and he's not active. He's more of a right wing back. So basically, he's so good. If you're playing a 3-5-2, a 3-4-3, something like that. But if you're playing a 4-2-3 in the Premier League, where you need more of defenders going forward up to that up to that high line and then falling back at a very fast speed, I think he might not be the man for you. But a very, very interesting player as well. His market value at the moment is around 30 million euros. That's according to the transfer market website. His his market value is around 30 million euros, and probably Leipzig will be very hard to actually convince to sell him. That is the first player we are linked with, and that's the first priority we want. The next player is Ridle Baku. Ridle Baku plays with VfL Wolfsburg in Germany still, and for him, one of the things I really liked about Ridle Baku is if you look at his seat map, it is so busy. It is very, very busy. He actually goes, he creates more chances. He gets forward more than Tyler Adams, and he also tracks back at a bigger rate than Tyler Adams. The only difference they have is Tyler Adams is more of spreads down in the midfield, and Ridle Baku is more of a traditional right back. He just plays his line. He plays on the line. He actually doesn't come down to get involved in the affairs of the midfield. So it's not so much of a modern fullback. Not really. But if you look at his statistics, pass completion 74%. That is lower than Taylor Adams. Passes attempted 48. That is okay. Pressures attempted 17. That is fine, but still less than Taylor Adams. Progressive passes recorded 5.83. Progressive carries 4.91. Progressive passes 4.16. Touches in the penalty area 2.83. Shot creating actions 2.71. Blocks 2.52 per 90. Tackles 1.89 per 90. Interceptions 1.61 per 90. Clearances 1.29 per 90. Dribbles attempted 1.1 per 90. Shots in total per 90 is 1.07, and area balls 1 is 0.54 per 90. Number of expected goals and assists is 0.27 per 90, and number of assists expected from him is 0.22 per 90, and XA is 0.14 per 90, and his NPXG is actually 0.1 per 90. One of the things you'll have about Ridle Baku, if you've looked at his statistics so well, and if you look at his seat map, typical right back, more of an the Antonio Valencia kind of player. He's gonna fall back at a very fast rate, and he's gonna come forward at a very, very fast rate, and that's why his seat map is is busy end to end as compared to Taylor Adams. Because if you look at Taylor Adams, his seat map is more of a right wing back, more of a right, more of a midfielder playing on the right hand side of the pitch. And if you look at Ridle Baku's heat map, it's more of a midfield of a right back playing on the line. One of the things that he has as strength is his ability defensive wise. Interceptions, tackles, blocks. You've seen he's miles and miles ahead of Tyler Adams. The advantage Tyler Adams has over him is the ability to play as a central, as a right wing midfielder. I think that is where the two players can actually be differentiated. But in terms of getting in the perfect right back, I think you better go with Ridle Baku. Right now, number 3 is obviously the Spurs target, Takehiro Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu has been linked with Arsenal as well as Spurs, and I think maybe we could see something happen with Spurs. Maybe we could see something happen with Arsenal. Of course, many outlets reporting that Spurs are very close to agreeing that deal, but Arsenal have failed and have refused to give up on the player as well. He plays with Bologna in Italy, and he has great statistics as well. And one of the things you love about him is his versatility. If you look at his seat map, his red track is actually, as he has a red track as a fullback on the left hand side of the pitch, and he has a red track on the as a fullback on the right hand side of the pitch. He can also play as a center back, according to reports. According to the scouts reports I've looked at, he can also play as a center back. Again, one of the things you look at you're looking at his heat map is he doesn't really go forward as much as Ridle Baku. So among the three, Baku goes more forward and tracks back more. But in terms of versatility, I think Takehiro Tomiyasu is your man. So if you look at his statistics per 90, 84% pass completion, better than Ridle Baku. Passes attempted is 54.5, slightly lower than Ridle Baku. Pressures are attempted, pressures applied per 90. He stands at 11.31. Again, slightly less than Ridle Baku. Clearances 4.66, that's decent. Progressive carries 4.2, that is decent as well. Progressive passes 4.17, decent. Area balls 1 is 3.37, and this is the reason as why he can actually play as a center back, because if you look at area balls 1 by Ridle Baku, where is it? Area balls 1 by Ridle Baku, it's actually so low as compared to Takehiro Tomiyasu. So area balls 1, Ridle Baku stands at 0.54, right? And then Taylor Adams, area balls 1 is actually so low as well. It stands at 1.19. And the beauty with Takehiro is area balls 1, he stands at 3.37. Brilliant. Blocks 1.9, interceptions 1.5, tackles 1.4, touches in the penalty area 0.92. I think Ridle Baku is the better man there. Shot creating action 0.8. It looks like his offensive is actually not the best. So, and this is what I've been speaking about at the beginning, that if you want someone to play for you as a modern fullback, one thing they have to be is they have to have is numbers going forward. Look at his offensive. Assists 0.00. Number of expected goals 0.04. Number of expected goals and assists 0.06. Number of penalty areas 0.09. Number of total shots per 90 0.52. That means going forward he's absolutely useless. Like real useless. Right? Very good as a defender, so good in terms of defending the ball, but useless in terms of defending it, in terms of going forward to create chances. So guys, I think the better player Arsenal should be looking at, a player that is a little bit balanced. He might not be the greatest at defending and not the best at going forward, but the beauty and the good thing with Ridle Baku is he cuts across. So good when it comes to playing down through the middle as well, and so good when it comes to going forward and tracking back. So I would take Ridle Baku at Arsenal. What are your opinions and what are your thoughts on these three players? Don't talk about Max Aarons, don't talk about Denzel Dumfries, don't talk about Jeremy Doku. They are apparently not on the list of fullbacks Arsenal is looking at. I'll speak to you soon.